Hello everybody, it's Angus here. Today you join me for another wild camp in the glorious Peak District. Now I'm doing something a little bit different today. I don't know if it's a good thing as well in this heat. More on that later. Yeah, as I said, I'm doing something a little bit different today. With the price of petrol, I thought I'll walk to the Peak District. Now the place where I'm going to is a place called Dovestones in the Chew Valley, and in particular I'm going to a place called Indian Head, or Wimbury Rocks, or Wimbury Crag, depending on which map you read. And yeah, I looked on the map, and it's roughly about 7 miles. Yeah, I think 7 miles, climbing to about 1,600 feet. So I'm in East Manchester at the moment, and I'm in this woodland on the outskirts, and I'm going to head up towards Swineshaw Moor. On the way I'll be passing Walkerwood, Brushes, lower and higher Swineshaw reses. And once I get to Swineshaw Moor, I should be about halfway there, and then it's across Swineshaw Moor, and then up Ogden's Clough, and then I'll be turning right towards Chew Res at the top of Chew Valley, and then I'll be walking along the edge down to Indian Head, and I'm planning to wild camp on top of there. Right, well I'll be heading in this direction up there, so I'll plod on. As I said, I don't know if it's a good thing. It's really hot today and I've not put my shorts on. It said it was going to be overcast later, so I head on the side of caution, but I've not walked far and I'm already roasting and out of breath. Anyway, I'll plod on for now and I'll speak to you in a bit. Well, I just thought I'd stop for a breather. I'm currently at Walkerwood Res. Got Brushes Res just over my shoulder, next one up. And oh, it's a hot one today. It's the kind of day where even when I've been going downhill, I've stopped in the shade of a tree to get my breath back. It's just this heat, it zaps you. Anyway, over my shoulder down the road there, I don't want to point, there's a group of lads, and they had an inflatable canoe and they were stripped off down to the shorts. I think they're about to go swimming, and the warden's just turned up. Yeah, so I think the warden's moving them on. Anyway, I'm just going to linger here for a bit, admire these views. It's absolutely lovely. And for once, I'm glad of a bit of wind. As I said, it's really hot. I'm out of breath just talking to you. Anyway, I'm going to plod on up there, and I'll probably bring you back when I get towards lower and higher Swineshaw res as I approach Swineshaw more. That should be about the halfway marker. Whew, if I last that long. Right. Okay. Well, I think I'll plod on. Oh, I think I said earlier I wish I'd worn my shorts, but it's supposed to be getting overcast later. Anyway, as I was walking up here, I thought, I wonder if my trousers are baggy enough to roll up and turn into makeshift shorts. So that's what I've gone and done. I'm not going to win any prizes for fashion, but as you can see, I've got shorts on. I don't care what I look like. It's so hot. Anyway, I'll press on. Well, yet again I'm stopping for a breather. I've just arrived at higher Swineshaw res, and behind me just there, lower Swineshaw res. I'm at about the halfway stage. Done about 3.5 miles so far. It's really hot, it's been hard going. I've literally been doing 50 yards and then stopping to get my breath back. The heat is draining. I'd sooner keep taking little breaks like that than push myself in this heat. Anyway, I'm going to plod on for now. I'll bring you back in a moment. You join me on my journey while I face a slight dilemma. Now, I could take the safe path that goes to Tintwistle and then deviate up Ogden's Clough, which is in that direction. Or, now I've got an old OS map at home. Typical, I've not brought it with me. And it shows a route up that way, which, if I go that way, it'll probably take about a mile off my journey. However, it's venturing into the unknown. Oh, what to do? Oh well, I suppose, as they say on Only Fools and Horses, he who dares Rodney. Or the fast show, it's gripped, it's sorted, it's off-road. I think I'm going to go that way. Let's find out what's over there. I just thought I'd show you this track that I'm walking along. As I was walking along, I noticed bits of metal in the ground. And it appears that I'm walking along an old railway track. I don't know if it was when they were building the dams or whatever. How cool is this? I don't know why this fascinates me so much, but as you can see, more evidence of railway lines and some sheep up ahead. Right, well, I'm going to keep following this path, heading towards that hill in the distance. Well, I think it bears right at some point. We shall see. I shall press on for now, bring you back later. Well, I'm a bit out of breath, but I've just got to the other side of my shortcut. I've intersected with Ogden's Clough. Not far now, about a mile and a half I think, but it's been hard going in this weather. I think I'm going to take my rucksack off and take a 10-minute break, have a sit down on one of these rocks behind me before the next ascent. Oh, right, I'll speak to you later. Well, I finally made it to the top of the Chew Valley. As you can see behind me, you've got Dovestones Res down there, Chew Reservoir up there, and that's where I'm heading to, up there. I'm absolutely beat. I can't wait to get in my tent. I feel like just going straight to sleep. I'm knackered. Anyway, I'll speak to you later. Well, I finally made it to my destination for the evening. I am on top of the Indian Head. You can see Dovestones Res above me there, below me. Right, well, I'm going to have a scout around for a suitable spot to pitch my tent. I think I've seen somewhere just around the corner, look nice and sheltered from the wind. It's not got the greatest of views, but what a change from earlier on when it was baking hot. It's now overcast, and to be honest, I've had plenty of views on this walk. I'm looking forward to just crawling in my tent, having a beer, and I might get some on to eat. I might fall asleep, I'm that knackered. Anyway, I'll ring you back when I'm putting the tent up. I'll pan round to the other camera and give you a better view from on top of Indian's Head where I am, or Wimbury Rocks. Well, I've just been having a scout around, looking for suitable places to pitch the tent, and I found this little place behind me. It's not the ideal pitch in the world as far as flatness goes, but I've slept in worse. Right, well, I think it's about 7 o'clock, so I'm going to get my tent pitched. I brought the OEX Phoxx 1 version 2 with me tonight. I'll bring you back when I'm getting it pitched. Well, as you can see over my shoulder, I've got the OEX Phoxx 1 version 2 V2 pitched. I'll switch to the other camera and show you inside it. It's about 8 o'clock now. Yeah, I'll just show you the inside of it, and then I'll get the rest of my kit sorted. Bring you back in a minute. Yeah, so this is the OEX Phoxx 1 V2. It's not a bad tent, this, to be honest. I mean, if you're after sitting up in a tent, then you're out of luck with this thing. But I don't know, to me it feels like a cross between a tent and a bivvy, a hoop bivvy. It's not as luxurious as a tent, but a bit more luxurious than a bivvy bag. And I like the colour of it as well as it being low profile like a bivvy. It's a nice colour, it doesn't stand out at a distance. And another good thing about this, if I can remember where the zip is, as you can see, it's plenty of room for lying down, and you can kind of half sit up on your elbow, lean on your elbow, that's about it. But the only mesh it's got is at the back. The rest of it, oh, and down at the bottom, the rest of it is solid fabric, as you can see, which makes it particularly good for sub-zero conditions. There's not a great deal of cold breezes that can get through, and because it's very small inside, there's not a lot of air to heat up. So I've tried it in sub-zero conditions, and I was really impressed with it. And also, because it's such a low profile tent, it's very strong in winds, amazingly strong in winds, stronger than it should be. Anyway, I'm going to get my climate static insulated V-light thrown in there, get my pillow inflated, and get my sleeping bag in. I'll speak to you soon. Well, I'm finally all sorted now. It's compact and bijou. As I said, quite stealthy. Anyway, it's lovely here now. It's cooled down a bit. It was too hot this afternoon. Right, well, I'm going to take my boots off and have a can of beer. I forgot I had them. Oh, that is so needed. I'm going to enjoy this. Right, I'll give you a quick look inside my tent now it's all sorted, and I'll speak to you in a bit. So yeah, got me cooking, etc. Cooking stuff over there inside the tent. I've got my Trekology Aloft 2 inflatable pillow, my FE Active lightweight sleeping bag, and my what's it called? Climate static insulated V-light. In this other porch, I've got my rucksack, so if I need to grab anything, I can access it through here. For a little one-person tent, it's got a surprising amount of storage room. As I said, like that porch over there for your rucksack, and get your boots in the back of there. And as I said, it's a very sturdy tent in the wind because it's so low, and it's good in sub-zero conditions because there's hardly any mesh in it. Well, as I said, time for the boots off, lie down, can of beer. I've got my boots off and I'm in a horizontal position. I'm in a much needed rest. Whew, it was a tough day today for some reason. Well, it was that heat. Talking of heat, before when I was saying this tent's pretty good in winter conditions, I've had to take my fleece off just lying in it with the door open. It's a real heat trap. Anyway, it's time. I cracked open a McEwen's Champion 7.3. I'm looking forward to this. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's more than good. Right, well, I'm just going to drink this and think about getting my tea on. I've not had anything to eat today. Come to think of it, I didn't have anything to eat yesterday. Might be why I found it hard going today. But to be honest, the way I'm feeling at the moment, I just want to go to sleep. I'm not bothered about food. I'm bothered about having a beer. Anyway, I'll bring you back in a bit. Well, I've had a bit of a rest. I had over half a can of that beer. And I feel much better now. Well, it's got to that point in my video, or my videos, because there's a bit of a pattern here, where I tell you what's on the menu for tonight. I'll swing round to the other camera in a moment and give you a better look. Before I do that, I just thought, throughout this video I've been mentioning Indian's Head, and I've also mentioned Winbury Rocks. Now, for those that know, well, the locals, it's called Indian's Head because when you're down at Dovestones and you look up at the skyline, it looks like an Indian, an American Indian, on his back looking up at the sky with big feather headdress coming off the top. You can see his chin, his nose, his forehead, and then the cascading feathers. And yeah, you can only see it from down in the valley at Dovestones, really. But once you've seen it, you'll never see anything else apart from an Indian's Head. But as I said, on the maps, it's called, well, it's labelled as Winbury Rocks, or depending on which map you read, you might see it called Winbury Crag. But Winbury Rocks, Winbury Crag, Indian's Head, it's all the same thing. I prefer Indian's Head because of the local history. Right, well, I'll switch round to the other camera and give you a view of tonight's menu. Well, as you can see, it's another simple cooking affair tonight. I've got some Tesco microwave rice, some Tesco chicken jalfrezi, and in that other bag I've got some wholemeal tortilla wraps, which I intend to dip into the curry. To be honest, even though I've not eaten today, and well, I didn't eat anything yesterday, I'm still not hungry. To be honest, all I want to do is finish these beers and get my head down. But I'm thinking ahead. If I don't eat it, I've got to carry the damn stuff back home tomorrow. So, yeah, I think I'll get it cooked up. Well, let's get the Trangia unpacked. Well, my tea's ready. Chicken jalfrezi with pillau rice with some wholemeal tortilla wraps to dip into it. It's piping hot. Now, before I said I wasn't really that bothered about eating, but as I was cooking it and I was licking the spoon, my hunger gene has sprung to life, and I'm really looking forward to it now. Oh, that's nice. Well, I can feel a few spits of rain in the air. It said it was going to get overcast, but it only said a 10% chance of rain. Oh well, doesn't matter. My food's cooked. I shall have it eaten very soon. Probably before this rain starts. If it starts at all. It's probably just passing. Anyway, beer and curry up on Indian's Head, Dovestones, Chew Valley. Cheers. Right, well, enough talking by me. I need to get this eaten. Well, I've just finished my tea. I couldn't eat all those tortilla rolls. I only had one of them. But my God, when you've not eaten for a while, then you have something to eat, it's like a sleeping drug. If I was tired before, my God, I feel wiped out. In a full stomach, really comfortable, wiped out kind of way. Well, it's about 11:15, and I've still got one tin of beer left. Now I'm really tired, but I think I'm going to have to drink it. Otherwise I'm just going to have to carry it home, and unnecessary weight for the journey home. So yeah. Cheers. Oh, that's good beer. Yeah, well, as per usual, if you can hear something in the background, that's tonight's thing that I'm watching on my tablet. I'll swing round to the other camera and give you a look. Yeah, it's a documentary about Napoleon at the Battle of Jena and Austerlitz. This is where Marshal Davout, with just one corps, took on the main Prussian army and defeated them. Even Napoleon couldn't believe it when he heard about it. Anyway, I like things like this. I find them quite interesting, so I'm going to enjoy watching this. So yeah, I'm going to carry on drinking this, watch this documentary, and then get my head down. There's no great night shots, nothing of the moon or anything. It's just overcast. So this will be probably the last you see of me until the morning. Apart from the 95% climb up the hills on this journey. Oh, it was worth getting here. The views along the route were spectacular. Well, good morning everybody. Well, I'm all packed up. I've got my rucksack over there. I've got a brew on the go. This is where I was last night. As per usual, leave no trace. No signs I was here apart from a bit of flat grass. I've still got me Trangia out and other bits and bats. As I said, I'm just having this brew before I set off. Oh, right, well, before I set off, I think I'll climb up these rocks here behind me, where I was last night, and do another panorama. Hey, as I mentioned, I couldn't leave without climbing up on these rocks and taking in this view one last time. It makes yesterday worthwhile. Look at that behind me over my shoulder, it's glorious. Anyway, I'll switch to the other camera and give you a better view. Well, it's about 8 o'clock now. It's time to head home. 7 miles back home, but this time it's all downhill. And I've got a lighter pack. Ah, that's lifted my spirits, that. Knowing that I don't have to face that climb that I did yesterday. Anyway, this has been a fantastic wild camp. I really enjoyed it. It's been worth the struggle up those hills to see views like this. Anyway, I'm going to head in that direction. I think that's the only climb. And then it's, well, 95% of it's downhill. Got the odd dip and dale to go up and down, but I think it was a 1,600 foot climb yesterday. Anyway, I'll bring you back later. Well, I've just made the descent from the top of Chew Valley across what is marked on the map as the wilderness. Oh, it always makes me laugh, that. It's like they couldn't be bothered. What do you call it? The wilderness. Anyway, yeah, I'm at the bridge at Ogden's Clough. Now, yesterday I took a shortcut across there. The established path kind of goes that way. I don't know if you can see it on this camera. Up there. Anyway, when I took that shortcut yesterday, when I was on those railway lines, what I didn't show you on camera was those railway lines went left and I wanted to go right. So I had to go across some dubious boggy ground down to the stream, which had very steep embankments, leap from one embankment to the other embankment, and then come across this field, well, this field over there. And to be honest, I don't fancy doing that again today. I've got plenty of time, so why rush? I'm going to take the more established route. I'll bring you back in a bit. Poor sheep. Seem healthier days. Yeah. Well, from the glorious Peak District to the not so glorious East Manchester. Well, that was another excellent little wild camp. The views, wow, over Chew Valley and Dovestones from up on Indian Head was something to behold. Amazing, well worth the effort to get up there. The OEX Phoxx 1 version 2 V2 performed great, exactly as I thought it would be. It's a top little tent as long as you have no inclination to sit up in it. But it's yeah, it's a good little tent. Well, I really enjoyed that wild camp. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up if it's not too much trouble, or even subscribe. It all helps. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you on another Hengist Wild Camps. Until then, cheerio for now. Bye bye.